sorry, I don't know where it cut out, but you can add in through the little loop here, the little top loop of your hem stitch package. You can add in another thread, maybe a pink or green based on the project you're working with, and then you can add that into your fringe. And what I will do is maybe I'll do a little quick Facebook Live demo on that once I maybe pull a project off on how to add in some little extra threads. I have a couple projects that I need to do that with into your little hem stitch package and do a fringe, and then you have some nice added color into it. So this one I want to do a little window. So with the window I might just leave it with the little packages, or maybe I would try some of that weaving, that needle weaving in my hem stitch window to create like a different effect. So I've done a row of hem stitch. I'm gonna open my shed. I'm going to take my tape measure and I just place that in. I change my shed or close my shed, and I kind of pack it in a little bit. So what I do next is I'm going to add some shots of plain weave. And what you want to do is you want to make sure, you know, that you have enough thread to ensure that you have enough to do your hem stitch. So kind of my way of measuring is I want at least 2 or 3 lengths of my project length, but you know what, it's always better to go have a little bit more extra because it doesn't look as nice. I've had to do it a few times adding in some extra weft to do my hem stitch, so it's always better to have a little bit of extra. So then I'm just going to do 2 shots of my plain weave. This is kind of a sample warp, so it is, I'm just practicing some techniques on it, so it's not the prettiest thing. I close it. I'm going to beat into where my little tape measure is. I'm going to move my shuttle and my shuttle and my bobbin away so it is out of the way. And then I am going to thread my needle. So I am going to do my little packages the same. I'm not going to have cross threads. So as I said, I have 3 in this. So I take my needle and I'm going to go down and around on my first one. So I have my little loop around. I don't know if you can see. Let's see if I can zoom in a bit. Oops. I don't know if, sorry. Being the cameraman person and trying to weave, it's maybe not the best. Okay, so I've kind of looped around and I'm going to come up around to the top of above where I had done my 2 shots, and then I've captured my first little package. So then I'm going to go down, scoop up on the side around my 3 warp threads on the side where the tape measure is, pull my thread up. I'm going to go on the start of those 3 and I'm going to stab up and on a diagonal on the come around to the top on the warp side of the loom. I'm going to capture my 3 and then I'm going to take the needle and I'm going to stab down straight on the other side, the end side of that package. So I'm going to go down, I'm going to come up. This is on the tape measure side. I'm going to bring it up. Now I'm going to go back down on the side that I started on. Again, I'm working on the tape measure side. I take my needle up on a diagonal, coming on the warp side, and I've captured my little package. And again, having the little package or the little image of how to do it when you're first practicing the hem stitch is a very important thing to have there. Again, I said after 7 years of doing hem stitching here and there, I would still need to pull out the book or the image or the paper to help me do this technique. So also finding the right diagram. So some diagrams make more sense to other people, some make more sense to me. So check out a bunch of the different images in the books that I'll link to tomorrow to find out which one works best for you. So if I had quickly done all of my hem stitching, I'll do one more. So I'm going to stab down and I'm going to come up. I'm working on the tape measure side. I've come up and I've captured my 3 warp threads. I pull my needle completely up. Then I'm going to kind of looping around it, grab it, come on the diagonal up on the warp side of the thread, and I'm capturing, bringing up around those 3, and it creates a nice little thing. And then when I'm done doing all of my hem stitching across the side, then I find my end and I just pull out that tape measure, and then I have a nice window. See if I can put a nice window of threads that creates like a nice little little feature. And I love adding those here and there when I'm working on a scarf, kind of as an easy type of lace kind of look, a space kind of thing. And you can also only do it half of the way across if you wanted, or even like in the middle if you wanted to put some little design features. I kind of have a little, you might not be able to see it here, but I kind of have something similar down there where I've left a little bit of space for a little bit of interest. So then when it's done, then I kind of like loop the thread in a couple times to kind of tie a couple knots. If I was weaving with the black, the same color as my warp, I might even throw a little shot in to secure it. So that's a little bit about hem stitching. So tomorrow I'll let you know some of the books that I recommend that has really nice details on how to do it. I'll also put a little list up about the books, and then also I'll release my little image to kind of help you if you're going to try hem stitching. So if you give it a try and you try my little sheet out, I'd love to hear your feedback. I'd love to hear when you've used hem stitching, and I will also maybe put a couple photos of finished hem stitching up with that as well. So then you have a couple of little images and little weaving project to reference. So thank you so much. I hope you attempt to do hem stitching and you accomplish it. But again, it takes a little bit of practice, but that's what we do when we're weaving or creating. So thank you. Have a great day. Take care.